So in Kit, you can create segments so that you can more easily target the people that you want to target with particular email campaigns. Um, so think of it as like a filtered view of your email list. So for example, in Kit and in like most other email marketing systems, you can apply tags to people's profiles. Now, tags tend to be things that um, they're binary. They either have them or they don't. So, for example, if someone joined a webinar, you could tag them and say they joined the webinar. It's black and white. It's not like, there's no grey area. There's no change in the value. It either happened or it didn't. They either joined or they didn't. So that would be something that you could tag someone for. If they downloaded your starter guide, let's say, that would be another reason for a tag. A custom field tends to be something that is open to being changed over time, potentially. So think of a custom field as somewhere to store a little snippet of information against someone's profile. Um, and that value could potentially change over a period of time. So, an example I often use is if someone, let's say you're a business coach, someone comes to you and you say, "What's your biggest challenge right now?" You could have a custom field in your Kit account called the biggest challenge or biggest current challenge. And you can capture in there what that challenge is for that subscriber at that time. So if I join it as a subscriber, my biggest challenge when I'm just starting my business might be I don't know where to start. So getting started could be my biggest challenge. Whereas in 6 months' time or 12 months' time, if I'm still on that person's email list, they may ask me, again via another email at some point, and say, "What's your biggest challenge at the moment?" And by that time, I might say, "Well, I'm up and running, I'm making money, but my biggest challenge at the moment is getting a continuous flow of leads into my business." So that is your biggest challenge at that point, and that would then overwrite what your biggest challenge was at the start of the process. So tags are, you either have them or you don't, and custom fields are things that can be used to collect data, and that data can change over a period of time. So that's tags and custom fields, and then above that, what you've got is a segment. So a segment is basically a filtered view of your subscribers based on what tags and what custom field values people have or don't have. So I'm going to show you an example of how you can build up a segment. So let's head for grow subscribers, and then down here you got the segments and this little plus button. I'm going to click add new segment. So in this fictitious example, I'm going to say I am a health and fitness coach, and I have people on my list who are interested in improving their health, their fitness, their nutrition. And based on that, I want to target people who have, let's say, requested a couple of my freebies, my lead magnets, but they haven't actually purchased from me yet. So that would be an ideal segment of people for me to target with sales campaigns about my program that I'm selling, let's say. So I'm going to call this segment interested leads. They're not customers at this point, they're just interested leads. Now I'm going to configure what that profile looks like for that segment. So I'm going to say these are people who have subscribed to a tag, and let's say they joined my 30-day challenge that I ran. So that could be one tag that these people could have. The other thing to note here is that up at the top you've got this matching, and then you've got the option of any, all, or none of the following. Now this tends to pickle some people's brains. They can't really get their head wrapped around this. It just depends. What kind of thinker you are. If you're a kind of left brain analytical thinker or a right brain creative, more creative person. Some people struggle to get their head around the logic. By default, it's set to all, so it means that if I add that filter and I add another one, and so let's say, and they are subscribed to tag, let's say they downloaded my free meal plan, let's say. So now I'm saying these subscribers have to have the tag joined 30-day challenge, and then this bit in here, and they have to have downloaded my free meal plan. Okay, so that's and. If I change this all to any, you'll see this change, this and here change from and to or. So I'm going to click any. You can see that's or now. So now I'm saying that the segment is anybody who has got joined the 30-day challenge tag, or they have downloaded the free meal plan tag. So they don't need to have both. It could just be one or the other. And then I can introduce a negative into the segment. So down here where it says add filter group, I'm now going to change it to make sure that there's none of the following. I'm going to add a filter again. And what I want this time is make sure people don't have the tag purchased. Let's say purchased my 12-week program. Let's say, okay. So let's imagine I'm going to be sending an email campaign out to try and sell my 12-week program to my list. I'm only interested in sending it to the segment who has either joined my 30-day challenge or downloaded my free plan, but they have not. This is the none bit in here. They have not purchased my 12-week program. Okay. And by the way, as I change this, you can see this number up here changing dynamically based on the criteria of the subscribers I have. I've only got a few subscribers in this demo account. That's why the numbers are very low. But if I remove that, just watch this number up here. When I remove this this filter, so you can see it's jumped back up to 4. Okay, so that means that one person has purchased that program. So I'm going to put that back in again. Purchase 12-week program, add filter, and see it jumps back down to 3 now. So that's me. I'm happy with that. That profile for my segment. I now know that when I send an email to a segment, this particular segment, that people have downloaded at least one of my lead magnets and that they've not yet purchased my 12-week course. I'm going to save that, and then down here on the right you'll see under there interested leads is the one that I've just created there, and we've got 3 subscribers in it. So the benefit of having that segment is that it's twofold. So let's first of all say I'm going to create a broadcast email, and let's say this is about my 12-week program that I'm selling, this campaign. When I'm sending the email out, when I click continue, and when I get through to the point where I'm clicking, when I'm telling Kit who to send this to, where it says all subscribers, if I click that and just say, rather than all subscribers, only send it to people within the segment, and then I look for the segment I just created, which is interested leads, this one here, and add filter. So you can see it's got 3 subscribers in there. So rather than having to apply all that complex, potentially complex logic around who has what tags and which custom fields and all that type of stuff, I can just select the segment, and dynamically anybody who joins that segment will automatically get the email, and anybody who leaves the segment will automatically not get the email. So someone leaving the segment would be someone who's just purchased the program, so I don't want to email them because they've already purchased it. Someone joining it would be someone else who downloaded, let's say, the free plan, the meal plan, but haven't yet purchased it. They'd be adding themselves to the segment. One thing I didn't show you, let me just jump back to the subscriber segment, and let me go to interested leads. So if I get in here to, the other thing I can add in, which I didn't mention when I first looked at it, was I can also add in the value of custom fields. So it's not just about tags. So I can say, if I was capturing a custom field value inside Kit, and let's say their biggest challenge was working out, I could say add a filter where custom field, that one at the bottom, and then I pick which custom field is. So I could say the biggest challenge is being confident in a gym. So that might be their biggest challenge. That might be the people I'm targeting. So it might be a 12-week program might have some element of how to teach people how to be confident in a gym environment. So I can do that as well, and I can add the filter. Now you can see that's going to be jumped to 0 now because nobody has that in their profile. But if I just go and add that to someone's profile, let's take that phrase and let's jump quickly over to go to someone's profile, and let's say I add it to this one. I go to biggest challenge and I paste in being confident in a gym, update subscriber, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to remove that and add it back in, so that'll refresh it. And I'm going to say custom field, biggest challenge is add filter. And now you can see I've got 1 subscriber. So that's that 1 subscriber that I updated the profile Ray in here. Being confident in a gym. So you can see how powerful a segment can be depending on what tags and custom fields you configure it with. And once you've got it configured, like I say, it's dynamic. It will grow and it will shrink based on people leaving and people joining, based on the criteria that you've set. So that's how you can create a segment in order to better organize your subscribers.